This is Peter Lau. Today is Friday, December 6th. I'm at 3653 Denver Avenue, Long Beach, California. I'll be using the cleanout located on the rear side of the house. So this is the backyard. And this cleanout's located right on the ground. Got a 3-inch ABS cleanout. Here's the cap for the cleanout. And in a brief moment, we will be transitioning to the end of the sewer line, as that provides the clearest video. We're about 95 feet into the main sewer line where it ties into the city sewer, noted at a depth of 5 feet. I'll be making my way back towards the access point. So in terms of responsibility of the sewer line, the city will take responsibility for a certain portion of the line. That's typically the line that runs parallel with the street, and then anything prior to that connection is typically on the homeowner. So any point from the saddle and prior is actually the responsibility of the homeowner in case there's any issues with the line. So currently working my way back from the saddle, and we're in clay piping. The distance indicator is on the bottom left hand side of the screen. So now we're about 92 feet and there's an offset within the clay joints, and that's pretty common to see, but I just want to point out that offsets allow for moisture to seep out of the joints, and that's why you get roots growing into this type of material typically. The main things I'm looking out for are offsets, cracks, root intrusion. Those are the three most common things to find within this type of material, and anything else that may cause complications to the sewer line I will point out. So once again, I'm working my way back from the city sewer connection, which is typically found in the middle of the street, and in this case it is. So that number will be decreasing as I pull the line back. So with about 74 feet remaining, still working our way back from clay piping. Water was ran prior to and during this inspection. It's been a few minutes since I've turned it off. And I run water for a few reasons. I want to make sure everything's drained properly, making sure that there's no stagnant water in the line, as that could indicate an issue with sloping. And there is root intrusion within the line, and I'll show you a better example of that as we run into it. Just more offsets noted within the clay. So these offsets will not cause any blockages at the present time of inspection. And here we are seeing some root intrusion. So it's growing in at the left and right hand side of that joint. So this amount of root intrusion is not going to cause any blockages at the time of inspection. But over time, roots are a living and growing thing. So you may have to clear out the line with a hydrojet or a snake at some point in the future. And just seeing a little bit more of the same thing throughout the clay joints. And all this debris here, that's just a mixture of fecal matter, grease, toilet paper debris, things of that nature. That should flush away with adequate water usage. And now we're noticing some stagnant water. So at about 31 feet, my camera head is submerged. And for your reference, the sewer line is roughly 4 inches in diameter, and the camera is about 1.25 inches. So I have found the approximate location of this stagnant water, and I will be pulling the line back until it clears up. So even though it's really hard to see right now, I am pulling the camera back as indicated by the distance indicator on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. So the reason why stagnant water is an issue when it comes to plumbing is because if at any point there's stagnant water in the line, meaning water that does not travel after there's water been ran, that could easily cause sediment and debris to collect where this water is pooling, and over time that could cause a blockage, which you'll have to clear out. So from about 19 feet and onward to about 34 feet is when we notice that there's some stagnant water. I'll be marking the locations and taking a picture of the exterior to show you where this is relative to the house. So now there's no more stagnant water as far as this portion of the line goes. Spoke too soon. There's a little bit of stagnant water here, but not to the degree that we saw earlier. And I briefly want to talk about this material. So we are moving on to a material called ABS, and ABS is a good indication that there's been some work done to the sewer line. This type of material is not seen during the time that this home was built. You'll typically see this in homes built in the 1970s and beyond. So this is a good material. It's plastic, it's flexible in nature, and it's resilient towards weed intrusion. This concludes the inspection of the main sewer line. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me. Thank you.